beautiful people. How are you? How have you been? It's been long, I know, but welcome back to this amazing channel. For those who have been subscribing, thank you for the subscriptions. And for those who have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing to this amazing channel. So guys, today we are somewhere. We have a guest with us. She's amazing. So let's get to know her.
Hi, Mambo.
How are you?
I'm good. Welcome.
Wow, we are welcome. Thank you.
And turned it into a studio.
Wow, that's creativity itself.
Welcome.
So this is home. Wow.
Yeah, I work from home, as you can see.
Yeah. So yeah, you can decide from today.
You could
So thank you for inviting us.
You're welcome.
It's been a pleasure. It's wonderful. You know, we just met in TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so. Thank you.
You're also welcome. Thank you for showcasing me on your platform. Yeah, I really appreciate it.
Okay, so what can you tell guys? Subscribe to our channel.
Subscribe to Sabrine Production.
Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of showcase people like me who can't pay for the actual actual advertisements and purchase an art also or have your portrait made here. Yeah, and thank you so much, you guys.
You're welcome. So guys, as we start the video, so turn the notification bell and subscribe. So guys, as I said, we are somewhere. We have a guest with us. She's amazing. She's beautiful. She's doing a very good job. I just love it. So welcome, Sarah Sori Abduba. We are humbled to have you today abroad. Thank you for coming. And
I'm honored.
Yeah,
I'm honored. Thank you for giving me this platform and your interview. Yeah, and this is what I do for livelihood. At the moment, it can't support me completely, but still, it's something I intend. It's my startup business.
Wow. So, can you tell us your official names, your background?
My names are Sarah Sori Abduba. I am from Marsabit, though at the moment we are in Isiolo. Well, I am done with school just recently, 28. I finished my campus And but I studied health records and information management. But in the meantime, as I figure out if I am ready to be an employed person, I am doing this, and I started this at campus. It was mainly for pocket money, because money is a little bit an issue. So I started this. I would work for some people, and this is. And I show it on Instagram and TikTok, and it's kind of giving me an audience. And as you are here now, because you are fascinated by it, so this is what I'm truly interested in.
Okay. So what inspired you to do such?
To do art? Well, art is easy. It doesn't require you to think much. You're only observing what you see. But what really inspired me to do art, what made it possible for me, was when I was in high school. I got to go to Moi Forces Academy Lanet, and there was a art and design subject. And compared to business, agriculture, which one would you take? Art. So, but what made me really see it as something that is naturally mine is that the first time I started dribbling or scribbling things like sketches, I made a sketch of a girl who was shedding tears, in droplets. Now you draw tears a different way, but at that time I didn't know. So my father saw it, and I hardly get to interact with him. So when he saw the picture, he was fascinated. He told me a story about how he drew a camel while he was in primary, and he got a scholarship just for that.
Wow.
So because I hardly get to interact with him, I saw this was my way to have something in common with him. So by the time around 2020, the corona period, we had a very long break to figure out what you want to do. So I went and visited him for the first time in his family in Moyale. He doesn't stay. I am raised by my grandmother. So when I went there, I decided, because I like leaving gifts of art. I can't buy you actual gifts, but I can make you an art piece which is worth something. So I decided, I remember the story of how he painted a camel and got a scholarship. So I made him a camel, a painting which wameweka in their business place. And from then on, I decided, let me do this as a job. Yeah.
And when did you realize you can draw, actually drawing itself?
The drawing part, I went to a boarding school in Embu. So I'm from Marsabit. Most people there are different from me. And then people were bougie. They would draw things like on their birthdays and things like that. They would draw cards to make for each other, because we didn't have a canteen to buy actual gift cards for each other. So they would make drawings of Mickey Mouse and things like Donald Duck. So I decided I also can make cards for my friends. So when I drew mine, they seemed to appear nicer than the rest. And then I would always chip in when the teacher says, who will draw the map of Africa, ya kufunza, or the lungs and the system which they need to elaborate on the chalkboard. I would volunteer. And it came easy to make those scribbles and draw stuff. So that's when I truly realized that I have the talent in me. So that when I went to high school, and so it was being offered as a subject and being taught in detail, I took the opportunity.
And later on, did you join the art school or
beyond high school? No, you have to look for a job that actually pays in Kenya. Like, I didn't know. Sure, from a young age I knew I like painting, or like I can be a good artist. But right after high school, when you had the option of choosing what you want to do, and my parents advised me to pick something that they can actually get a job later on. So they advised me to take health records because it was in the market at the moment. So I didn't do it after high school really. I've just been practicing it, working for some people as gigs, and if you have the basics and you practice, it's like maths. You get sharper with time.
And do you have people who support you?
People who support my art? I think my family is my biggest support, because as an artist it hardly pays in Kenya. And even if it were to pay, you can't make it as fast as you want. It's not a production you can do it really fast. Maybe you'll take a week, or even if you hurry up, a day or two in making a piece. And you can't price it really high. This is Kenya. People don't see the value. In other countries, if you made a piece in a week and you got to sell it at 200K, you're okay. But here, even if I take a week into it, at most I will get is 5,000 shillings. Now that's a week's work, you see. So, what was the... Anyway, I don't have expenditures. See, I'm at home at the moment. So whenever I make, even if it's 5,000 from this, I get to put it back in buying the materials. See, because I don't have to worry about rent, or I don't have to worry about where I'll eat from. So my family is catering for me not to be the starving artist as I try and work on building whatever I have started.
And what about the materials? Are they expensive or?
Well, the paints are actually quite expensive, and if you're going to price your painting at a higher price, you have to give it quality materials. Depends. In the beginning, when I used to start, I would be like, if it's blue and this is blue, in 700 and this one is 200, give me for 200. They still paint the same, but with time you realize some paints cheap. Some get old, and you wouldn't want to take someone's money and then you give them something that wouldn't last even a year. So if it's expensive in that I have to invest in quality materials.
And how can you describe the process of creativity?
The process of making art, it's wonderful. Okay, you can make art from you can draw from observation. It's mostly what I do, and the joy comes in that when later you look at what you've accomplished and what you've done, it incites a certain feeling, a really nice feeling of accomplishment. I mean, I don't have to get a degree to get that feeling that comes with each piece I finish. You see, and the process of making it is quite interesting. It's relaxing even. Like you're not thinking of anything. You're just looking and copying, what you see. So everything phases out. And even in high school, in the art lessons, while others would go listen to business for 2 hours, as unapata you have music being played, and you're just in a calm, relaxing environment doing whatever you were meant to do as assignments. So the whole experience is quite nice, really.
And what does your work aim to say? Is it bringing out some message, or just
art? An artist mirrors what they're feeling. See, most artists do it as an expression. It's a visual expression of what. There's artists who write and sing. This one is more of a visual expression. So what it really says is that it says different things. Sometimes it might say a sad feeling, like this one says a really sad feeling. Sometimes it might say a family thing. You see a happy family, and there's a kind of connection. So mostly art mirrors your environment. Even the one I was telling you about, the camel that I drew, nilieka in a setup of the desert ya huko. So it's mostly a mirror of whatever you're feeling in the moment. And if it's not a commission that you've been given a brief of what is expected, you actually get to freestyle. And what are you feeling today? Am I feeling blue? Draw something out the sky and everything. So it's just an expression, really.
And how does your work comment on current issues?
On current issues?
Like, let's say now, as a country, we will be having election in a month. So do you draw such things, maybe like?
Depends really on what moves me. Does election move me? No!
Like in terms of message
like keeping the current stuff?
Peace.
Yeah, okay. Sometimes the current stuff like that would influence my art, as like the life we are living as youth. Sometimes I would think about what is expected of me, what is the next stage of my life, the questions I have as I am right now, and the youth around me. That is mostly what I reflect. Really, if something moves me in the current environment, like I will share some of the paintings I've done, like a guy's mind. So as a lady with of this age, I'm mostly thinking about things like that, you know. So I will try to draw. I will try to express what I think a guy minds thinks. Yeah. Or maybe what is around me. I just finished campus recently, so I'll mostly portray what the daily life of a campus student in JCOT, you know, around Georgia. Maybe I can say it on air, but I can for instance, when you go to Georgia, Georgia is known for its the campus freestyle living, you know. And one thing very famous around Georgia is weed. So when you're there and things like, when you draw things like that, the vector or Rick and Morty being high, they sell because around students, those are the current things that they are thinking about. So it really depends on what's really moving them. For instance, right now, if I were to draw something of a current affairs, I would draw Wajakoya. I've actually seen people printing t-shirts with Wajakoya and his manifestation because as a youth of this age, that is what fascinates me. You see? And the person who made art with that, it's selling. T-shirts with Wajakoya. It's selling because that's art. Art is if you can relate to something and it makes you feel like you related to it. So in the market that I'm in, I will paint according to what moves me and what they will relate to.
So in this industry, who is your biggest influencer?
My biggest influencer is a guy called Sarah Sori Abduba. I have never gotten a chance to meet him personally, but of all I've been on social media, that is where I spend most of my hours. So when I go through it, I spotted this guy who really paints, and no one else at an international level moves me like that. The paintings of the works they do. Not like when I aspire to be a better artist, that is the thing I want to be. I want to draw like him. If I got the chance to just be his apprentice, cook up or two and do the labor, I would actually, because his art makes me feel envious of how mine isn't progressing yet. And that's what moves me, that's what influences me. Yeah, that guy, Clever Studio, is a Kenyan artist.
How have you developed your career so far?
I wouldn't say it's actually developed. It's a startup. That's how I've described it. And for a startup to really work, maybe give it 4 years at least. Either way, I'm at the startup level, trying to market myself, trying to make my skills be more finer. So I'm still at the startup level, acquiring the materials I need, learning from the paintings I made before that didn't work out for commercial use. So I'm also learning how it could be difficult, really, the challenges of starting a business. It used to be a talent and a hobby. Now I'm trying to make it shift into something that I can do for a living. And I'm learning that it's not really easy. It wasn't as easy as I thought, that I can do my hobby and work and earn money because at the moment I do have this job. As you can see, it's incomplete, right?
Yeah.
This was commissioned to me a month ago. It was actually due last month, 30th. This is this month, 30th, and I'm still looking at it. Not because I don't want the money, but because once something turns into a job and a commission, you mostly feel there's a syndrome actually that most artists when I experience, the lazy artist syndrome. Maybe to go out of it, I would you would appreciate a client who keeps nagging you. Do this because art is doing something because you wanted to do it. You know, I want to express my mood today. I do it, but now this is something someone else wants me to do, not me. You see. So is the money really going to give me the motivation I need to make the art? And sometimes you realize money only comes at hand when you're hungry or when you have something that fix that needs to be paid. Like for instance, a week back, this one was due last month, right? But a week back I did 2 paintings. and they were ordered this month, and I didn't do this, guys. Why? Because I needed money to pay for my graduation fee. So while I was in Nairobi, I made it work. You see, I got 2 orders instantly, and I thought, this is I need the money. Let me do it. So, and this one wasn't here, wasn't there. If it were there when I needed the money, I would have done it. Yeah. So while I'm shifting into a business setup, you learn so many stuff from it. You learn that. So I'm still, I can't say it's developed. It's still underdeveloped. It's at the beginning level, and I believe it will be bigger because I have really big dreams in this. Like when you dream of what you're going to make while you're old and gray now, what you're going to leave behind. Me, I don't think of people who have jobs think of pension, or a high pension, or umekuwa masters of so many things. Me, I think of having a gallery here in Isiolo. You know, no one has thought about having a gallery in Isiolo. You know, kitu kama, have you been to archives, Amai National Museum in Kenya? The first time I got into those things, I thought I would just find those old bones, old of vitu ya kitambo, those artifacts from back then. But then I discovered they set aside a whole space for paintings and for things that portray. You can conserve culture through art, you know that. And my aim is to make our own kind of archives here inside, you know. I want to make a tourist attraction thing here in Isiolo with my art too, because a museum has the artifacts and it has the art. The artifacts, what I want to do is conserve my community's culture. You see, I am losing it myself. What about in 10 years' time? And I kind of get fascinated by it. So I want to go, travel to each community, get the artifacts, capture the photos, maybe even make paintings of them while they're still in the indigenous format. And by the time I have like people chipping in and getting shares in my big video plan, the business plan. So what I want is because for every business you have to think into making it into a form of in Shule, while we were being taught entrepreneurship, you have to make it grow from a small startup to an enterprise. And the only way my art can be an enterprise, because for an enterprise is to make other people's time and other people's work, other people's energy, time to be making new money. There's no way another person to paint easily and then it will still be mine. It can't, you see. The only way is I make enough collections, I capture my own community in that form, and then when it's just there and people are paying to just come see it, you see? Because so that's the only way I can build an enterprise out of this. So I'm really hoping Nita get over this lazy artist syndrome. And today this is actually motivating me.
And how do you seek opportunity?
How do I seek opportunities? Well, other than really being there on social media and making sure everyone sees, even if I draw a cup, I'm always going to show it on social media. You never know who likes it. Sometimes your least favorite work is actually the best to some other people, and the ones that you thought were really good, people don't relate to it. So whenever I draw anything, I make sure I am shouting it out as much as possible. And how other ways do I seek opportunities? I have a group of friends. Like, I like making friends who do whatever I do, artist friends. And we have a group that we keep telling each other about competitions, or ukisikia kuna events somewhere that concerns what we do, we keep telling each other. And then I also worked for this platform ya showcase artists ya Nairobi, wanajiita Nairobi Design Week on Instagram. They have a really respectable following. So I reached out to them and interned for them, and then I realized they were more into digital art, you know. And me, I'm a traditional artist, the normal hand and paintings. So, and I attend events, like nikisikia kuna exhibition somewhere, in as much as I won't be exhibiting, I'll just go see what is this person doing that is worth so much money that kwani mimi siwezi fanya? Because when I usually go and see and I'm thinking I can make the same exact piece this guy made, even better maybe, and wako hapa. So I do go out there, I attend events like mostly a Nairobi Design Week, I attend the annual festivals. Yeah, mostly word of mouth.
So let's have a tour studio. Okay, so guys, we are here. We are having a studio tour. You can join us, guys. You're welcome. So we start from here.
This is a family. It's incomplete. I haven't touched up the paint, the hands and the details and the background. It is still rough in the initials, but it's like 50% done already. So this family is from Marsabit. Yeah, we can also see this guy. This guy is famous among these cultures. I made a really nice songs. Hachalu Ndesa. This I made it because I actually didn't know him before. Like I knew his songs but didn't know him initially. Then I got some Oromo fans after I did some BBC Afan Oromo interview. So someone would commented that, Sarah, could you paint for us Hachalu Ndesa? So I went online and tried to see who is this guy and why so many Oromos are telling me paint.
He's a legend.
Apparently he was assassinated or something because alikuwa anaimba civil stuff to do with politics and there is a civil situation in their place. So I decided let me just paint him because to some people he really is a hero. And he's a hero that looks like me and my community. I mean, what to Chora Mandela? I mean, Mechora Chalu.
Yeah, that's good, baby. You've done such a good thing. What about this?
This is not my work though. This is just things that fascinate me. Like imagine nilipata this at 100 shillings. Really? Could you believe it? The beads itself on it cannot be 100 bob.
Yes.
It's see, you know, this Gikomba stuff. You get high quality stuff at the cheap price.
Yeah.
This one here, this is me just expressing myself, you know. Do you know what 420 is?
No.
For 20, okay. And do you know this? What this symbol means? These tiny symbols. This is what a vector is. Yeah, a vector is how the marijuana plant would grow. Weed. So when you people are high, they tend to dream big, you know. They tend to amplify, thinking they'll be bigger than they actually are. So while you're high and you're dreaming, I wanted to show that in as much as you just being high over stuff, those dreams that you usually have them while you're high can actually work. So this was just the representation of that. It's like coded for the people who understand for the Rasta culture.
Yeah.
So there's this one. This is also other things that caught my eye.
You do this too? You did this too?
No, these are like these ones. Nice things that I buy that inani fascinate.
Okay.
So this side, this painting was initially a different painting. If we look from behind, see there was a different painting uko nyuma.
Yeah.
You see? So this was a story. This is a girl and a boy under a tent TV. Yeah. Sitting somewhere. This was to show how I met some guy in Moyale. I was so impressed by the guy and how we met that I decided to make him a painting. But now, because people from our culture don't value art, he never saw it as a gift, you know. He never even came to pick it. So I was like in a car and the person I made it for isn't even seeing its value. Let me just paint over it and show my real expression because of that. So I was sad. I was sad. He didn't find the first encounter as interesting as I had because me, I went to the extent of even drawing it. Yeah. So this was to show. This is the work I'm doing right now. This is the picture of the guy. I don't know if it's visible. It's really visible.
Yeah, it's visible. Yeah.
So this is my friend. His name is Madi. It's not complete yet. Madi is a pencil artist, a charcoal and pencil artist. So We drew a painting of a very famous guy, or a currently famous guy on social media. Do you know this guy who goes around saying mambo alafu ana drop pickup lines? Anaitwa Muhammad Albi.
Yeah. I know. The
So while I was starting to showcase my work, and you kind of have to draw someone a little bit famous, ndio akishowcase on their platform, that many people get to see.
Yes.
So I drew the guy, and then later on, Maddie also drew the guy in pencil. So that's how we got connected through the same person we painted. So and because I like challenging people, artists who he drew something I drew also. Only mini chora in color. So I couldn't rank who drew that guy best.
Better, okay.
So I decided, Maddie, ama nikuchore, unichore, we see who's the better artist. So ako kunichora sahi,
and you
kukumchora. And if Maddie, you see this, I am bringing you out actually quite perfectly. I'll send you the picture of the guy you compare.
Okay.
So why it's this small is because no money is going to be involved, so actually see waste material.
Yeah, that's good.
I love you.
Okay. So you're working on that?
Yeah, right now actually I'll finish it by the time it's usiku.
Okay.
And this one here is a family of 7. This guy sent me on the initial photo, them being on a boat at sea. It only had the mother, the 2 kids, and these 3, him ako ndani. And these 2, their faces were like turned in a different direction. So the clients usually send me different photos, and I have to be the Photoshop and merge them together. So this kid had a different posture. I have to bring her out differently. So it's incomplete. I still have to paint them. I am still looking for the muse, and I don't want to mess it up.
But it's beautiful.
It's still nice. Inaonesha skeleton, ishaanza kushow form. This one is an abstract, really. It's not realism. After the proportions are not right. This is a representation of my family. This is how I would represent my shosho. My shosho is the matriarch wa kwetu. Unaona ule mwenye hata if people come to ask hand in marriage, unauliza nani? You ask my shosho. Okay. There is no this big Buddha around. No, as we just a house full of many women. So my shosho is the boss wa kwetu, mwenye amefunza everyone and everything. So this is how I would represent her. And then you'd see it's a hand pouring water into a jug with roses that are sprouting. My shosh has 8 kids. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 flowers. And under each, this one has roots. Some doesn't have roots. The roots represent the kids who are walizaliwa after the 8 now. So
you are in this
category? This is my mom now.
Oh yeah.
The big I don't know why I use the big rose, because she's the first one, and every color represents their mood. And then she's usually a little bit tense. So I represent her with a little dark feeling. My stepfather came and told me, "Is this how you're going to show my wife? Why is she dark and the rest are all brightly colored?" So it's just an expression of how around her I tense up. So that's why I nikaeka kind of dark color. So me, I'm the fish that is swimming away.
Okay.
And these are my other siblings and cousins. So I call this our jug of life.
Wow.
My shushu is nurturing us.
Yeah.
And everyone is blooming. This is just extra decoration. Especially baki mingi.
Oh, that's good.
And this one here,
I don't know if
was my first serious gig. Like around in it was for there, in campus. Pesa ikaanza kwa kidogo. Pocket money. So there was this guy, he has a container in easy containers to the businesses, and every day as I pass mbele yake, I'm like, one day I'll go check out this at Umse. So I went there, and I'm usually talkative. I ended up telling him, I also paint and draw. Would you like to see some of the things I've done? They showed him my works from before. They're mostly just simple works. So akaona there is a potential, and he's an old man, he needed extra hand there because he has more orders than how much he can produce, and he doesn't have the option of just saying wacha nichill nifanye yenye naweza, because as an older guy you have to look for money and cater for a family, so he needed extra hand there. So to supplement my pocket money, I would go there, do labor work for him, like kama kibarua, mimi nachapa kazi ananilipa tao. So this was my audition.
So this was your first
This was
one.
to show him that I can paint.
Yeah.
So when he saw this, he got okay. I did for him 2 other works. I'll send you the photos. You see, I did for him a lion, abstract lion pop art, and a lady, another abstract. I actually did for him only 2 works before I thought, if I can work for this guy, I can work for myself.
Yeah.
Kajikata. And this one here is a family.
Wow, it's cute. The pepe is cute.
This one I have to deliver it to Lamu. I was to send it via G4S, but do you know G4S from Isiolo to Lamu ni how much? 2 Gs. Na hii nalipwa 4 Gs. Sasa nitalipaje delivery fee yenye ina cut half? Heri ningoje time mimi nitaenda huko. A chilling. In the meantime, I just keep refining it. So this guy actually I'm supposed to send it to him within this month yenye imekuja. It's a guy
it's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
This is Samuel L. Jackson, a movie character in an animated version.
Animation.
Yeah, anaitwa Samuel L. Jackson. He's quite famous. I did it on live is TikTok. I wanted to get those roses and gifts. So this one, can I show you the picture that it came from? Or I'll send you the picture also. So this is Samuel L. Jackson. Not really much to say. Either a feeling to it. Now shows my lazy artist syndrome. I sketch them and I forget to paint.
It's even bigger than the one.
I started sketching with pencil, then go to paint over it. I could go directly into painting, but every artist has their own style.
Yeah.
When I do this, it becomes simpler. I don't have to worry the colors later. So
I can imagine if you would have painted.
It would be beautiful with the mane and everything else. This is my paints.
These are your bags. I can see you love Rembo.
Yeah, I am a girl, aren't I? As much as sometimes you want to try outfits, and so I collect these a bit, and then what is gonna use anyway?
Yeah, of course. So, these are your brushes.
Yeah, in a palette. Chafu bado.
The palette.
Yeah, ya kuweka paint kichora. Brushes always soak them in water juu zinakauka. But I have pretty ones there, new ones. These ones are dirty. Glue, anything. This whole container has a bunch of other things. So it's just nice to have some stuff. This is
watch. It's beautiful.
This I didn't make it, but sometimes when things fascinate me and I handi wake watu wengine, I buy from them.
Oh, you do it or you buy?
No, I bought from a guy because ilinibamba.
String work. Cute.
It was time string work inatokea. So I know imekuwa a common thing. And this is my wood.
Yeah,
I actually
in TikTok. I went to town buying wood.
You see, this is what I use once. I cut the wood myself, then use a staple gun to join it together, or wood glue. Alafu, that's for making the frames. Alafu, I attach the the canvas juju. Every day going to ask a carpenter kuambia hizi wanakuweka siku nzima ukingoja, na hii inaweza amua tu nifanye instant in an hour. I have the surface ready and I just start the work instantly. So it's really low production. Art is low production. What can you charge you really? The high pricing doesn't come from the materials really. Sure, the oil and the paints is expensive, but otherwise the wood and other things is expensive. The cotton material, the canvas, you just buy it at 280 per meter. So it's really low production. The value comes in the skill now, whatever umechora, and does it evoke a feeling? Does it make you feel good to see? You're buying the representation, what is being expressed, really, not the materials. Yeah.
Okay. So how do you feel having all this gallery? As if every day
nice.
you wake up, you stand there, of course, and you see all this.
I wish I could keep every single piece I've made. Like at I wish singeuza hata moja. Like it's like waking up. You know the feeling these pastoralist people have in just looking at their cows and not gaji. You ask them, why can't you sell this, or why can't you eat some mwache kuumia hivi in these desert regions. They just pride in looking at their cattle. So no, it's the same thing. I should sell them and make money. You can always make new ones, but if it were up to me, zingekuwa mingi, zingekuwa ni hapo kwa ceiling. Zingekuwa everywhere actually. So I feel good. It's nice to see the way a parent feels good in looking at their kids just running around. It's the same feeling. Yeah.
And how do you navigate the art world?
How am I navigating the art world? Other than making friends who are in the industry and just trying to learn from other artists online, I can say I've done much navigation. I'm here. I'm just around my own piece of work, and there's this kind of narcissist feeling in thinking your work is really good. Why do I keep asking people to shindane? Whenever I make a new artist friend, I feel the need to say let's compete. It's because deep down I think I'm really good. There's only one artist now, I'm in Shinda, and it's Clever Sodiambo, you see? So it kind of makes you just be around yourself and think of just improving your own skills. Juu sioni kama kuna wengi huko nje wenye wananitoa. Naona maybe I could learn the kind of stuff they use, naona, or how they showcase it, or how they present, wanna capture, wanna document their works. That you can learn by just looking at what they produce online. Naona, like those white people usually produce really nice. Unashaona wakionesha art yao venye inapata so many likes and so many followings. It's just a simple painting yenye ni not even realism, just flowers, but it's the way they presented it. So that's maybe what I could learn from people. But easy yako, you just have to practice it. So I'm not doing much navigation other than learning from other people are doing. And as far as the people I meet on a daily basis, I feel like nimewatoa kidogo. My friends.
And how do you rate your price?
How do I price my artwork? That's a big issue actually. Most of my family and friends think you put so much hours into this for the my show. You just die here the whole day doing this, and then unapata tu ngapi ndani, and then she's like, you are stupid. Why are you doing this? Come on, not real money. But really, as I told you, production really low. Either way, I am making a profit, and it's not the money part really that motivates. Sure, I'd like to sell my art at a high price, but I have to price it according to the people who are buying from me. Most of the people I interact with are like, kwanza even they have to look for upkeep. This is a luxury to buy, alafu already ashajitolea to come and give you money for it, which is an extra thing. So you're just feeling wacha nisimdentishe sana juu. I will still make a profit either way. It's just my time. If my time ingekuwa I'm sitting here and if I wouldn't be doing that art, I could be making more money. Maybe I could say my time isn't worth the money I have priced. That's really I'm starting. I am not doing anything else on the side. So how much value really, other than the sentimental value I place in my time? What figuratively, how much can I say my 1 hour is worth? Because setting companions some other job that can rate how much to charge per hour. No, no. So it's mostly I find nakuwa recompensated in the satisfaction, in the customer satisfaction. When someone is so happy about what you've made, hata inakufanya usahau hiyo pesa amekupea. Really pesa, you just use it instantly, but the feeling you got from that when you keep reminding yourself, and those people kind of keep in touch with you, wanabambika, and I have some who also come back and like they ask me, like I did for this lady, they realized the painting I did for her back then while I was starting in campus, because I didn't know the materials to use, it fade out. No. So when I was delivering a second piece to her, it made me feel bad that nikaona mtoto wako amechapa. So I just told her, let me just take it with me, I retouch it up, apply even a coat of varnish ndo isikuwe na the color isikuwe bleach out with time, and I did that for free. So and my sister couldn't understand, angeniambia mimi ningechukua fee ya like updating, fee ya kutengenezea tena ya keep the painting, but really that's a really big issue how I price it. Mostly I just price it a standard maybe for the portrait and according to the size. And if it's a big one, I'll try to kuongeza kidogo. If it's a small one here, but either way, I get the compensation from the satisfaction. But it will change.
So what are some of the let's start with
advantages?
Yeah.
Other than feeling you have a purpose in life, why do people work really? If they had money, they wouldn't work. No. So, if for the people who mostly go out to work, other than for getting money, it's for you to have a purpose every day to wake up and do. And for me, I feel the fulfillment unapata in just feeling I can wake up, do an art piece, and it's going to be considered like work, like nimefanya something, a purpose, like on a value as enough as a job. That's one advantage to it, your hobby is actually kazi, like shosho atasema Sarah kufanya kazi. Mimi kumchora tu kwa nyumba. Like hawatakuambia pressure you have to have an 8 to 5 job, because they do consider this a job. So that's one main advantage to it. And it pays you. So that's one, it gives me a purpose in life. And a second advantage I would say is, what's the second advantage of being an artist? The many people you interact with, and it gives me content. Like we all like being on cameras, So if you're just on camera for you, bluntly, just you, sometimes I bored. Unless you have a very extraordinary life, just showcasing yourself as you is boring. But if I have my art, if I do a job, I matter niko wapi, doesn't matter what I'm dressed in or where I am shooting it from. The content and the value of the video I will make or what I'm showcasing will come from the work I have done. So it gives me relevance on camera. Another advantage is that mimi na gift watu, kugift watu kwangu ni low nini expense, you see, because everyone wants an art piece, you know, appraise you as something of value. So when I'm thinking, I can't buy my friend of siku ya wedding yake kitu hivi, like people would buy her a set of vitu ya jikoni, you know, that to take, but I would also buy her something ya nyumba yake mpya, but itakuwa art, you know. So it makes gifting easy for me. I can gift people easily. And what else? What's the other advantage of being an artist, really? Other than you can also express yourself in it. And like some of the pictures I'll share with you that shows what I view a campus life in Ikoaje. It's a form of me to speak out my feelings without being judged like, with words, you know. And sometimes ukisema kitu when I say for instance weed, remember, inakuwa big issue, but nikiichora it's just a painting, you know, and you're both expressing yourself in it. So it makes expression easier.
And have you ever gotten any awards?
I have been awarded in school. In second. Wait, twice, and both at school, obviously. In high school, you see these joint examinations where like 5 schools do a main exam and you go among everyone and you are rated who's top in each. So we had this exam at high school, and it was unfun, among some 3 boys schools and 2 girls schools. And I didn't even expect to win anything, you know. So I'm just there seated at the behind nyuma ya shule zote tano, unaona? And then I hear art and design top in all 5 schools, Sarah Sori. Sikuamini, unaona? Ilinipea some form of like it gave me an identity, you know? I wouldn't top in so much, but I would always know art is mine, unaona? Through high school. Then in campus, there's these Joikusa awards. We have these awards at school. We play tunajibamba, 2 people go all out in dressing. Inakaa kama a gala, really. So, and I got the trophy and a voucher. The trophy. You can see the queue, and they gave you the trophy out.
It's not a joke.
Yeah, it's actually the idea behind it. And this voucher that I decided I'm not going to use, I would rather keep it just to see it. So yeah, and this is mostly so far what I've been recognized for.
And what are some of the challenges you've been facing
in art? It's the slow production, really, you know? You usually think that once you realize pali utakulia ushaomoka, but really you have to put work into it. Nisha discover my gold mine. The problem is the digging part, and so the production is quite slow, and it's mostly, you can't blame anyone because you are the producer, really. Everything will go up, it's your hand that should be getting busy. But you find that art goes with your feeling. So my biggest challenge right now is that I am a lazy artist syndrome. Because I have turned it into a commission. When it was a hobby and it was something I do because I want to. Unapata you can make so many pieces in a day. But now that I have turned it into business, it feels like a job. And once something feels like a job, you feel as if force you into doing it. It's not out of your own want. Most artists out there who are actually making lots of money are selling their expressions. You do your work, you just close yourself off from people. Like a man makes so many creations, then go out there in an exhibition and hope people will buy what you think. But that will not feed me here. I'll have to ask people what they want to draw, nifanye. And because it's what they want, it becomes complicated. See what I want to do, Like for now, what would I want to be?
Yeah. So, do you have any words
for artists out there?
Let's start with you.
Like me?
Out there.
Well, you do what you like. And it's not everything. Doesn't mean go out there and discover what you like. And if you're going to live the rest of 30 years of your life doing the same thing, at least make sure it's something you love. And say, if I should be making money out of this, but that's not what is motivating me. I am intrinsically motivated to do this. It comes from within me, you know. Like I enjoy it, and I actually find the value and hiyo kenye itakurudia back in hata see from the payment, but really from what I see. So if you want to be an artist, anyone can be an artist. Art is not just painting. You can be a verbal artist mwenye anaandika mistari. You can be a meme artist. Yeah. You just an art is just it's just an expression, really. So if you're going to commit yourself to something and you're in this stage that I am, that you're trying to figure out ni nini nafaa kufanya na life, yeah, you don't have to just think your option ni your job ya 9 to 5 really, or 7 to 5. No. Sometimes what you didn't think could feed you is really what will make you a rich person in life. Yeah. So Jibambe.
And for those who want to join the industry,
it's the best industry to join. It's low nini production cost wazee. Hiyo rangi ni unaweza tumia for such a long time ataka utanunua the first time na and you can do it from anywhere, like work from home. You can extend your COVID time. You can work from home all your life. And kujimarket in art is just socializing. It's not like to go on these boring forums that you have to listen to seminars and all. You just go out there and socialize with people who are creatives like you. So it's the best thing to do because the production ni low, very cheap to produce art, and you can do it from anywhere. And what else really? Unajibamba, people are buying what you're making with your own hands. And haina time limit. Unaweza fanya usiku ukijisikia, you can paint mchana if you want. Anytime really ukijisikia kuchora you can. And you don't have to have hizi mashida ya kazi yako lazima you interact with someone else. Sometimes people wapendi kazi yao because every day there's a job, a boss out there nagging you to do this and this. Or lazima work with someone else. So art, you're just working well peke yako, so it's your own rules. And yeah, the only part unakuja kuinteract na watu ni part ya commissions. And if you don't want commission, you can always sell your own expressions in exhibitions. Or paint things that watu wengi wanaweza penda kununua, like landscapes, na yenye si only like hii obviously ni huyu mtu tu atanunua. Hakuna mtu ananunua uso yake. So you can draw things that would market to many people. So yeah, art really ni rahisi.
As we write up, do you have anything else to add?
Other than being grateful for you showcasing me here, like nitapata clients, I see all the way after this. So, what can I say?
Okay, we also grateful for this collection. We love you're doing a good job, so we're here to Yes, so it's a pleasure. And so guys, I hope you've learned something. I hope you've been inspired. You always see her on TikTok every day. I met her there. So today I brought her. You've heard everything from her. Thank you for tuning in. Until next video, we say
Bye.